Has it ever dawned on you that the real world's hurt and pain already feel more than enough? Real blood, real tears, real stretchers, real sirens. These are not stage scenes. Not theoretical, not scripted. They are lived realities unfolding in streets, hospitals, homes, and hearts every day. We are already surrounded by the weight of tragedy simply by being alive in this broken world. To then have that same pain replayed, dramatized, sensationalized, and endlessly recycled through television. Screens can feel less like awareness and more like an assault on the soul. We are not merely experiencing a fatigue with images, but a kind of moral and spiritual exhaustion, a weariness of the soul. Once, suffering arrived uninvited but intermittently in the real world, but now it is curated, packaged, and delivered on demand via electronic media. When we are not only witnessing it firsthand, we are reminded of it through headlines, breaking news, films, series, and stories designed to grip attention through shock and violence. When our homes are quiet, when our streets are calm, the screen ensures the noise resumes. Even imagined peace is interrupted. Just as the mind begins to rest, the world knocks again and says, "Don't forget how dark it is." Holly, Bolly, and Nolly-wood often mirror the brokenness of the world. But repetition without redemption can numb compassion rather than deepen it. Repeated exposure without space for reflection does not deepen empathy. It often erodes it. There is a subtle danger here. The human heart was not designed to absorb unceasing trauma without becoming either hardened or overwhelmed. When pain becomes constant noise, hearts learn to protect themselves by dulling their sensitivity. What once moved us to compassion becomes background imagery. Blood becomes spectacle. Suffering becomes content. And yet our spirits were never designed to absorb endless grief without meaning, hope, or healing. Scripture speaks often of guarding the heart, not because pain doesn't matter, but because the heart is finite and what we allow in repeatedly shapes who we become. Perhaps this reflection is less a complaint and more a question of wisdom. Must we constantly rehearse the world's wounds, or is there a time to turn our eyes toward what heals? There is a difference between bearing witness and being saturated, between remembering the brokenness of the world and being indoctrinated into despair. The soul needs truth, yes, but it also needs rest, beauty, mercy, and reminders that evil does not have the final word. The world does not lack suffering. It lacks healing. It does not lack blood. It lacks healing balm. It does not lack stories of destruction. It lacks reverence for life. Maybe the quiet protest in our hearts isn't the pain, hurt, betrayal, violence, and blood we are already witnessing around us enough already? Is not weakness at all. It may be a sign of a conscience still tender, a spirit still longing for peace, and a reminder that while pain is real, we were not created to live endlessly staring at it. Sometimes the most faithful act is not to look away from suffering forever, but to look long enough to care, then look higher to remember hope.